expecting you all to sing. I'm expecting you all to sing from home. Is everything working? Just double checking. You can see me good. So I'm going to sing this, I guess, by myself, but I'm expecting you to all sing at home. Words that we hold tight won't let us go. As we don't follow, will haunt our soul. What will undo us is not our friend. Show us our spirit, how to befriend. Show us how to forgive, to all who live. Show us forgiveness, that we may live. 1, 2, 3. To speak of loving is not to love. Lives move among us.
Next slide, John.
Go above. Show us, O Spirit, how to be friends. Show us, O Spirit, how to be friends. To forgive, to all who live. Show us forgiveness, that we may live. One more verse, ready? When love is doubtful, choice is not clear, we turn to worship to cast out fear. Teach us forgiveness, make love our end. Show us, O Spirit, how to be friends. Show us how to forgive, to all who live. Show us forgiveness, that we may live.
Okay, here we go. Good morning, everyone. My name is Norm Horofker, and I'm the minister of the Universalist Unitarian Church here in Halifax. This is the first in what's going to be undoubtedly a series of online services, and because it's the first one we're doing, we're feeling our way along, and I'm really pleased to have John Piccolo helping us out. He's holding his head at the moment, but I think he's going to make it through. And Caitlin's on the camera right now. Some of you will be familiar with using the Zoom platform for virtual meetings and probably having no trouble at all. Others are right now trying to figure out how to make this system work. If you're hearing my voice and hopefully seeing my picture, you're to be congratulated. Well done. We'll be handling, as we've explained, the individual microphones. Other than the people that are participating in the service, everyone else will be muted. And the people that are participating in the service will only be unmuted when it's time for them to speak. However, at the end of the service, we want you to stick around for our virtual coffee hour. We're going to allow everyone to speak. That's how we're going to start out anyway. We may have to figure out how to control that as well. But during that coffee hour, just try and let one person speak at a time if possible. We hope that this service will bring us all closer together in a spiritual sense, although we can't be close together in a physical sense because of what's going on in the world today. This morning's service was planned and created by Kathryn and Sara Bent well before we knew that we were going to be doing this live. So they've been excellent to work with. I really appreciate their help. And most of what you're going to see in the service today is the result of their work. Whatever goes wrong is my responsibility because we're trying to handle the technical end here. This is a multi-generation service, multi-generation celebration about the wonders and the blessings of spring. And I've got a view out the window from the church here of the backyard, and I can tell you that those hundreds of bulbs that we planted in the front, some of those are already starting to poke through. So other participants in the service, members of the staff include Marie-Claude Leroux, our religious exploration director, and Jessica Friesen, our music director. And again, thank you, John Piccolo and Caitlin Everson. Two brief announcements. The newsletter deadline has been extended to March 26th, but our editor, Etta Ham, as always, would like to see as many people as possible submit documents early. Second, we were not able to have our neighborhood brunch in the normal way on Saturday. We had a very small crew here. We made some sandwiches, put a bag together with a whole bunch of treats in it, and distributed about 30 brunches in a brown paper bag. And it was very well received. So thank you, all members of the church, for making it possible for us to do that. When we meet in person, we would normally be taking up a collection here on Sunday. And again, we don't do that normally here in the church to fund the operations of the church. We do that as a ritual of generosity to just promote the idea of generosity within the congregation, the part of leading a good life. We haven't figured out how to do that when we're operating online, but the screen in front of you now gives you some options, just to remind you that we don't know how long this is going to go on, but we still need to pay the bills and keep heating the building. So there are three options there. You can mail a check to the church address. You can do an e-transfer to the treasurer at uuch.ca, or for people who are new to the church, maybe you can just go to our website, uuch.ca, and there is a Canada Helps link there. Canada Helps takes, I think, 3 or 4%, which is a small amount of a donation to the church. So thank you for that. Truth and reconciliation. Each service, we acknowledge that we are on unceded Mi'kmaq territory. Sometimes that can fall a little bit flat. If we're doing that Sunday after Sunday and just acknowledging it and nothing else, then I get a little bit concerned. So I wanted to share a personal reflection on what this means to me and a commitment that I'm making as I go forward that other members of the church might want to consider. I believe that anything that we're going to do to improve the world has to be done in a framework of relationship. If we're not in relationship first and we try to fix a problem, we can only make the problem worse. So I'm committing myself to building relationships with as many Indigenous people and elders in particular that I can come into contact with. Around the world, we have shared concerns that they have for the protection of the land and the water and the air that we share. Our Indigenous elders are providing leadership as environmental stewards. I hope to work with them. I hope to find a way to be in relationship on these issues. I don't expect that we're always going to agree. That's not the goal. The goal is to be in relationship, to be honest with each other, and to be working together for a better world. So with that in mind, I just want to acknowledge again that we are on unceded Mi'kmaq territory and that a great injustice has been done to the Indigenous people of this land. So now we're going to cross the threshold and actually begin our service with the lighting of a chalice.
As this flame grows, so have the days. A hint of green belies the end of winter. May this warmth hasten the return of spring.
So thank you, Kyla, for the reading. And we wanted to light the chalice here in the sanctuary as a way to say this place is here, will remain here, and before too long, we hope to be back together in this sacred space. So I'm lighting a chalice here for all of us at the sanctuary this morning. I just wanted to say that this is such a special time of year in Canada, in the East Coast in particular. It's maple syrup time. And to celebrate that, members of the after choir will be presenting a piece for us. And James, I think, will give us a little bit of an intro.
Hi, everyone.
one of the difficulties with the online presentation of the service is that different people have different platforms for this, and so it's impossible to get everybody to participate at the same time. So this song will be done kind of in separate parts. I'll start it, Troy will have a middle part, and Paul the end. That seems to be the only way we can do it, but it's a way to present it. Okay. It's maple syrup time. It's maple syrup time. First you get the buckets ready, clean the pans and gather firewood. Late in the winter, it's maple syrup time. You need warm and sunny days, but still a cold and freezing nighttime. For a few weeks, it's maple syrup time. We boil and boil and boil and boil it all day long, till 97% of water evaporates. Just like the song, when what is left is syrupy, don't leave it too long. Watch out for burning, maple syrup time. It's maple syrup time.
I know it's not the quickest system, but each year I can't resist it. Get out the buckets, tap the trees on time. It is half the fun action when it's done. Keep up the fire, it's maple syrup time. My grandma says perhaps it's just a waste of time, but no more than this attempt to make a happy little rhyme. So pat your feet or swing your tail, keep in good time. Keep up the fire, syrup time. It's maple syrup time.
I'll send this song around the world with love to every boy and girl, hoping they don't mind a little advice in rhyme. As in life or evolution, rarely is there a quick solution. Anything worthwhile takes a little time. We boil and boil and boil and boil it all life long. When what is life is syrupy, don't leave it on the flame too long, but seize the minute, build a new world, sing an old song. Keep up the fire, maple syrup time. Maple syrup time, it's maple syrup time.
Boil and boil and boil it all day long, till 97% of water evaporates, just like this song. What is left is syrupy, don't leave it alone. Watch out for burning, maple syrup time. Maple syrup time. Syrup time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Marie-Claude, time for children of all ages.
Hi, good morning, everyone. The slides coming up were actually some artwork that Kathryn found as some soothing images for us in this time. They're beautiful pieces of nature, some animal wisdom. Ultimately, it's as we shelter in our burrows and nests, or whatever spaces provide some shelter, here are some bits of animal wisdom That's right. So the beautiful artwork we're about to see is by Ricardo Levins Morales Art Studio, who shared this with everyone during this time. So here's a little bit of animal wisdom for us. There's a fox telling us to stay aware, because right now we've been hearing and will continue to hear a lot of different information. So it's important to follow the science and our leaders. This mama duck and her ducklings is sharing with us to support those most vulnerable. It's important to support each other. And they're the more vulnerable in this situation, those with health issues or elderly or financially struggling. And so there's a lot of ways to try to support them. And one of those ways is by staying home the way we've been doing. Another way is to help connect with them, find a way to connect via phone or social media or video. And there are other ways are to donate or find ways to deliver anything that some who are most vulnerable might need. Beavers are showing us to limit our exposure, and I think that's what we're all doing right now. We're still connecting as a community, but we're staying home, and we're limiting our exposure to any illness by staying home for ourselves and by limiting the exposure to others. Wash frequently, just like a butterfly does in her puddle. We're being told, and we all want to be following this, to regularly, frequently wash our hands very well for at least 20 seconds, and to wash as well as we possibly can, our fingers, our wrists, our palms, the back of our hands. We want to wash frequently with hot water and soap. And that's a wonderful way, again, to limit exposure and to support those most vulnerable. Spread calm, like this lovely tortoise. This can be stressful, a stressful time for all of us. And it's important to find ways to stay calm and grounded. Take the time to breathe or meditate, take a walk, do yoga, dance, watch cat videos, whatever helps you stay calm in these times. Check in with each other, like these lovely little cubs are doing. Check in at home with each other, with your parents, with your siblings, with your family. See how everyone's feeling. And also check in with your friends and family and neighbors and community in other ways, by calling each other, or finding times to video chat with each other. It's important to stay connected, despite the physical distance. Offer healing support. We want to offer that support in the ways that we've just been talking about, by reaching out and checking in with each other and spreading the calm and finding ways to be grounded and offering that to those around us. And like this beautiful leopard, rest. It's important for everyone when we're feeling stressful or anxious to take the time to rest and find ways to have a good night's sleep and feel rejuvenated in the morning as we face each day. Accept your feelings. We'll be feeling, a lot of feelings are being felt for yourself, for those around you, and that's okay. There's a lot going on, we're processing a lot, and we can have a multitude of feelings and accept them. And it's in accepting your feelings that you can find a way to move past and to grow and find the joy. Organize for a better future, like that wonderful bee. It's as we come together here as a community, now online and soon in person, that we keep finding ways to support a better future for everyone. And our last slide, as the light returns, I'm thankful for you who make my life so bright. And the light is returning for spring, and it will continue, and it will return for us soon. It keeps shining down, and thank you to everyone in this community for joining together, for finding ways to connect. Thank you. That's the end of our lovely animal wisdom. I invite the children to be drawing some images of spring as we keep moving through our service, what spring looks like to you, what you love to do during spring, and at the end of the service, we'll be inviting you to share your wonderful drawings. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie-Claude, for such a lovely animal wisdom story. So our opening chant today comes from a story from a long time ago in Greece. And this story was used to explain the changing seasons. Persephone went down into the underworld, And her mother missed her so much and was so sad that she stopped helping plants to grow. And so we had winter. When her daughter returned in the spring, she was happy and made everything bloom. So if you have a music shaker, I invite you to join in while we're singing. So I'm going to sing it through once alone and try to pronounce everything very clearly so you guys can hear what's going on. And then everyone's going to join in and we're going to sing it through twice, and I invite you all to sing along at home as well. Persephone, Persephone, maiden of the springtime, now's the day you know the way to climb back towards the sunshine. Demeter, Demeter, waiting all the winter, cloaks the earth all in green, her daughters come to greet her. All right, 1, 2, 3. Persephone, Persephone, maiden of the springtime, now's the day you know the way to climb back towards the sunshine. Demeter, Demeter, waiting all the winter, cloaks the earth all in green, her daughters come to greet her. Persephone, Persephone, maiden of the springtime, now's the day you know the way to climb back towards the sunshine. Demeter, Demeter, waiting all the winter, cloaks the earth all in green, her daughters come to greet her. Thanks, I saw lots of people singing along at home, and now we're going to go over to the Sauniers, and Tristan Saunier will present a reading. Okay, so you're going to have to unmute the Sauniers.
Melting snow runs down from high peaks into creeks, overflowing waters, carrying off layers of the forest floor. Nutrients, twigs, leaves, and insects are wiped clean. Little creeks fold into violent streams, and mighty rivers churning, tumbling, and roaring down waves into the ocean's mouth. Melting snow on the forest floor uncovers chains of small islands, spreading under pines and oaks and elms, lowlands and highlands, contrasting the dark-colored ground on the white melting snow. The season of change calls to awaken the forest floor with a splash of melting snow and a degree of heat. Nature's cycle is complete.
So normally this time in the service we'd be sharing joys and sorrows, we'd be lighting candles, we'd be talking about the great things that are going on in our life and the not so great things that are going on in our life. Today being an intergenerational service and in a new format, we're not going to be lighting candles, we're not going to be inviting people to share details of their lives online. So we'll be holding those in the silent sanctuaries of our hearts. We'll be reaching out to each other in the best ways that we can. People that you know who may need some help, please be in contact with them. I do want to light our traditional 2 candles, one for all the joys that are going on in our lives, and the large joys and the small joys, if we have eyes to see them. And another candle for all the concerns that we have in our lives, and there are many of those today, I know. And with the COVID virus situation is just laid on top of all the other issues that we have to deal with in life. And there are many people out there struggling financially, medically, mentally, physically. And we light a candle for all of those people and hold them in our hearts at this time.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary, come to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, She is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. 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 Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. But though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer. Let it be. Everyone sing with me. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be. Again, let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. That was beautiful. All right, so I want to talk to you for a moment about the book, The Lost Words by Robert McFarlane, with illustrations by Jackie Morris. Many of the illustrations are going to be featured in the slides ahead as well. Those of us with children and teens find ourselves discovering new words to describe our ever-changing world. Words like blog and chat room and emoji, FaceTime and TikTok. Even words the rest of us are now learning quickly that are used in phrases like upload to Drive and your webinar will begin shortly. This week we learned that these words that can sometimes divide us or keep us solitary can also be a source of connection, a lifeline that keeps us connected to each other when there are no safe alternatives. A few years ago, there was outcry when the Oxford Junior Dictionary removed words to make way for new entries. In order to fit more words associated with technology, the most recent edit removed words that connect children to their natural world. 28 authors, including our own Margaret Atwood, came together to protest the decision. In their letter, they highlighted the shocking, proven connection between the decline in natural play and the decline in children's well-being. They cited that a generation ago, 40% of children regularly played in natural areas, compared to 10% today, with a further 40% never playing outdoors. I see this research in the children's injury prevention work that I do as well. We know that children's play is declining, and when children are not able to take healthy risks in natural environments, there are consequences to their lifelong well-being. Some children might no longer see the seasons if they grow up in an urban environment. There's also a concern that children will not grow to care about a world that they have never experienced, a world that they do not know and can no longer name. This book begins. Once upon a time, words began to vanish from the language of children. They disappeared so quietly at first, fading away like water on stone. The words that were those that children used to name their natural world around them. Acorn, bluebell, bramble, conker, gone. Fern, heather, kingfisher, otter, raven, willow, wren, all of them gone. These words are becoming lost, no longer valid in children's voices and no longer alive in their stories. My friend gave me this book. It contains short poems about each of these words. They are collected in this spell book to be summoned by recounting aloud. Words have power, and these little spells can be used to conjure back these lost words. This week we've been asked to stay at home, to stay away from our friends and neighbors. We've been asked to keep ourselves and others safe by canceling playdates and parties. The museums and libraries and schools are all closed. Playgrounds are no longer safe places to let children explore their limits and navigate relationships. Many families have found safety, solitude, and also connection in the wilder, natural places in our community. walks on the beach and trails, wandering in the woods and playing with siblings, conversations with parents and children about what they find. Later today, I plan to head into the woods with my family. I hope to find an acorn. I hope to find a bramble. We look forward to calling out the fern and the dandelion by name to hasten their appearance in the days to come with the promise of spring. So the first poem I'm going to recount here is about the bramble. And I thought the words were really interesting and relevant. Bramble. Bramble is on the march again, rolling and arching along the hedges, into parks and on the city edges. All streets are suddenly thick with briar. Cars snarled fast, business over. Moths have come in their millions, drawn to the thorns. The air flutters. Bramble has reached each house now, looped it in a wire. People lock doors, close shutters. Little shoots steal through keyholes to leave, in quiet halls, empty stairwells, bowls of bright blackberries where the light falls.
Okay, so we're going to be talking to the children.
Miranda, you're the only child we have here. Come on over.
Miranda's going to sub in for all of the children, but if you can hear me, I encourage you to answer anyway because your parents can hear you. Why I lost my papers. All right, so we're going to be talking a little bit, and we have been talking today, about the seasons and the earth. So the earth is pretty important to all of us because we all need it. Sometimes we call the earth by different names. Mother Nature, Gaia, or like in the song we just sang, Demeter. Today is the day when we really begin to feel the end of the winter. Today is the day we celebrate the equinox. The day and the night are equal. After today, the days will stretch longer and longer until we reach the summer solstice, which is the very longest day of the year. This is a time when the earth wakes from her winter sleep. Let's all close our eyes, and like we were sleeping too. The earth sleeps in the winter, and as the days grow warmer, she stretches her arms wide and opens her eyes. What does she see? She sees spring rain beginning to fall. She sees the last of the snow melting. She feels the warmer temperatures and smiles at the chance to wear fewer layers, lighter coats, and begins to choose brighter colors. Take a deep breath. She smells the thawing earth, the mud, getting all ready to grow grass and food and flowers and trees for this year. She can hear the birds beginning to sing, the rivers beginning to flow, and she can hear more people spending more time outside. As she reaches out, all the animals, big and small, that were hibernating begin to wake up. The sap flows up the trees to grow buds, and the bulbs in the ground push out their first green shoots. Spring has come. Hope comes with it. Every year, everything changes. This year, many things have changed. Change can feel scary, but I know two things that can help. The first is some advice from a very old TV show called Mr. Rogers. He said that when he was scared by the big stuff in the world when he was a child, his mother told him this: always look for the helpers. For every scary thing, there are always people willing to help. The second thing is to remember to look for the good things that come with the changes that happen. Sometimes those things are things we didn't expect. Maybe it's exciting to stay home, or it's interesting to find new ways to talk to your friends or the people in your church. Sometimes it's nice to spend more time with your family out in the wild, in the woods. Yeah. So we're going to take a quick second. I'm going to go to gallery view just so I can react. Can I do that? No?
This is as gallery as we get right now.
All right. I'm going to encourage any kids who did participate by drawing their picture of what spring looks like for them. Mira's going to be our example kid and show us all. She doesn't want to show her. She doesn't want to be on the screen. That's fine. There you go. And this is her picture she drew of the spring. You want to tell us about it a little bit? No? Okay.
Do you want to push it up to the
screen? Can I talk about it? So she's got a picture of a tree on a hill with some flowers and some sunshine. Thank you, Mira. That was a lovely picture. Oh, I can see some down at the Sonia's. Let me get close enough to see what
I've got a mouse.
Okay. Oh, I can see somebody out playing in the sunshine. That looks like fun. Oh, wow. Look at that cool shirt they have on. I see lots of decorations on it. It's very cool. I don't know if anybody else.
See another view of the Sonia's
Hi.
there.
We're scanning through all the views to see. Oh, hang on. I can see my kids. They didn't draw, but hi, kids.
Amazing. Hi, guys. They're in Kansas.
I bet they were singing. My kids are at their grandparents' right now, which is 4 hours away from me, and I miss them. Oh, there's Taryn. He's getting hauled up into the picture. Hi, Taryn. We love you.
Okay, let's see if there's any other pictures.
Hi, Pizza. We can see you, too. Oh, hey, Rebecca. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing? I love your picture. Look at all those clouds.
We see you. We feel like we're in Romper Room.
I know, right?
Rebecca and Alice
and Taryn.
Okay, and then everybody else has their screens off, so that was great.
Thank you very much, guys, and I appreciate all the adults giving me a second to do that for the kids, because we know that it's. If you remember Romper Room or TV shows like it where they said names at the end, it was always very exciting when they said your name. Okay, so now Rowan is going to invoke Fern into being.
Okay. Fern's first form is furrows. Each other fawn fast as a fiddlehead. Reach and roll and unfold follows. Fern flares. Now Fern is fully fanned.
Thank you.
Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles.
So I just heard the birds and the sun. It's shining through my window, and I keep hearing the birds while I'm singing, so I'm so excited that it's a beautiful day, and we can sing Here Comes the Sun on a sunny day. So join in if you know the words. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, I say, it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it feels like it's been years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Let me hear you. Sun, 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 here it comes. One more time. Ready? Sun, 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 here it comes. Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's alright. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's alright. everyone.
Hello again and welcome back. I'm going to come to my page now. Here we are. So I didn't prepare a lot of notes for reflection because I didn't know how the service was going to go. But right now I'm really appreciative for the feeling of spring that's been part of this service. We sang about maple syrup, which is my favorite time of year, my favorite event in the spring. We had children's stories on the perspective from animals about sharing our planet and not being overly anxious. We talked about melting snow, and we talked about ferns. We had a poem about ferns. We talked about the language that we use and how if we don't use words, we lose those words. And at this time, if we don't hold together and hang together and maintain relationships, we're in danger of losing those relationships. We heard about accepting your feelings. That was the last slide, if I remember right, from the children's story. I know the road ahead looks scary and looks tough, but we each have the blessings of another spring. Our huge planet is making its way around the sun one more time, and the day and the night are equal, and soon day will be longer than the night for us. In these stressful times, I want to be a non-anxious presence for members of the congregation. I want to be a presence in your life to the extent that it's possible to do that. So please keep in touch with me by whatever method you have to do that. By all means, talk to me, reach out to me if there's anything that I can do. Our caring committee is working now to set up links, so we'll be phoning everybody in the congregation, our members and friends. If you need a phone call and you haven't got one, please get in touch with anyone on the caring committee or with me directly. Again, thank you all for joining this service. It's been a very good experience for me, and I think the start of something great for the church. I'll turn things over now to a reading by Adam Hutka.
Okay, great. I've got one more reading from the Lost Words book of poems, and this one is about the dandelion. When I learned that the word dandelion had been removed from the Oxford Junior Dictionary, it reminded me of the summer that I had the misguided idea that I would remove all the dandelions from my lawn. I think you know how that ended. I don't need to go any further with that. So in that spirit, I'm going to read this poem to invoke the dandelion. Okay. Dazzle me, little son of the grass, and spin me, tiny time machine, tick-tock, sun clock, thistle and dot. Now no longer known as dent de lion, lion's tooth or windblow, tick-tock, sun clock, nettle and dot. Evening glow, milk witch or parachute. So let new names take and root, thrive and grow. Tick-tock, sun clock, rattle and dot. I would make you some, such as bane of lawn perfectionists, or fallen star of the football pitch, or scatterseed, but never would I call you only, merely, simply, weed, tick, tock, sun, clock, clover, and dot.
Over to you, Jessica.
Yep. So we're going to be doing a new hymn. In Time of Silver Rain. It's very beautiful, so I encourage you to listen to the words. Number 60. In times of silver rain, the earth puts forth new life again. Green grasses grow and flowers lift their head, and over all the plains the wondrous spread of life, of life. In time of silver rain, the earth butterflies lift silken wings, and trees put forth new leaves to sing in joy beneath the sky in time of silver rain, when spring and life are new.
All right, so just before we extinguish the chalice, I wanted to say how lovely it was to see everybody's faces when I went scrolling through to look at the things, and everybody looks so happy to be together, and it makes me feel happy in my heart too. And according to my thing, we have 47 people all here together, which is awesome. And that's only households, so there's lots more people than that. Yeah. All right, so witness the end of our chalice light, but return to the world with watchful eyes. Soon the earth will turn inside out with the beauty of 1,000 blooms. Witness the end of our chalice flame, but return to the world with expectant ears. Soon the gentle breeze will be flooded with the roar of 1,000 new songs. So mote it be. So mote it be.
So the afterchoir is now going to, or members of the afterchoir are now going to present a postlude. James, I think it would be nice if you introduced us a little bit. The words are great. The words will be up while you're singing again. As each person does their part, their words will be up. But it's a great song for this time.
Okay, so Paul and I will do this, and it's a song that recognizes hard times and the feelings that can arise from that. But it's balanced by the idea that if we hold on to each other, hold on strong through danger or through a long night, that we can come out the other end in a way that is stronger. And so we all want to just have sunshine and so on. This is a recognition that there are issues today that we can do well with by holding on to each other. Hard times are coming, you can feel it in the air. You can read it in the paper, you can see it everywhere. Gonna be trials and tribulations, astonishment and shock. You're gonna need a strong foundation, need a solid rock. We got to hold on to each other, hold on strong. Gotta hold on to each other until the danger's gone. Gonna hold on to each other all night long. Gonna hold on to each other. We've got to hold on.
It's easy to get lonely, yeah. It's easy to get lost. It's easy to get crumpled up, towed away and tossed. Don't let yourself get isolated. Don't get caught up in despair. Don't run and hide, just come inside. You'll know you'll find us there. We gotta hold on to each other, hold on strong. Gotta hold on to each other until the danger's gone. Gotta hold on to each other all night long. Gotta hold on to each other. We got to hold on.
Even the tallest tree in the forest can't make it on its own. You're gonna need some friends around you when the wind begins a-blowing. It's gonna shake up all our branches, it's gonna tug on all our roots, till the only thing left standing is a love that's great and true. We've got to hold on to each other, hold on strong. Gonna hold on to each other till the danger's gone. We're gonna hold on to each other all night long. Gonna hold on to each other. We've got to hold on.
Okay, just a few words at the end of the service. Thanks everyone for participating. Thanks everyone who was part of the service. Thanks everyone who tuned in to watch what we were going to do today. I hope it helped to feed your spirit a little bit. I hope you appreciate all the work that went in and all the good feelings that are coming from everyone here in the congregation. I think we'll be doing a little bit of a workshop for people as to how to sign into Zoom or how to get their computer to display things the way they would like to. So watch for that. That'll be online if you'd like to participate. Please come back next week. We'll be sending out another link to this service. And lastly, want to remind you that metaphor to hold that song, Hold On Strong, is a metaphor. Please maintain social distance, but at the same time, metaphorically, hold on to each other, be strong. And if we don't see you before, we hope to see you again a week from now.